Right, two things that I really like. Number one is when companies listen to their consumers and add new features based on the consumer's demands. And two, something that I really like is Mercuriall's Reaxis plugin, which is an emulation of the Mercuriall. So when I did the in-depth demo for it, one feature that I felt it really lacked was an IR loader, the ability to load in your own impulse responses, and obviously a lot of other people have got back to them and said the same thing. And in version 1.2, which they've just released, which I'm checking out here, they've added the ability not only to load your own cab IRs, but also to load reverb IRs, and there's a few modeling updates. I'll show you right over here. Basically, when you go to the amp and cab section on Reaxis, you can see here, you've got the choice to use their stock cabs, which sound really good and give you this sort of tactile interface, let you move the mic position around. Or you can click this button and load your own cabinet IR. So here is the stock cabinet where I like it. And you can hear there, I've added, what is this, an Ownhammer 4x12 Bogner, a mix between a V30 and a T75. Not too dissimilar to what's already built into Reaxis. This is one of the Scott Peterson mixes, so if Scott's watching this, great sounding mixes, man, I love them. And then I've also got a reverb IR. That's my cat scratching himself, he was just out in the rain, so yeah, that's a story for another time. You can also load in your own room reverb IRs. I went to the Voxenjo website and got a bunch of free room reverbs. So this is a Masonic Lodge reverb. Basically what you have to do is click on it over here. I should mention as well, when I went to load up my own IRs, this was the only thing that was confusing. I went like this and I went, well, obviously I don't want to use the built-in IR, so I'll turn it off. And why can't I turn on my own cabinet IR? You need to have this on, then select use cabinet IR, and then use a reverb IR. So here it is with no reverb. And I really like that. That Masonic Lodge reverb is actually really good. That was just the first one I picked, just so I could demonstrate this. But I dig that. So that's a really good way to give your cab a bit more of the sort of room ambience, and that's such a clever feature. So I like that Mercuriall not only added a feature that people wanted, they sort of went above and beyond and added the reverb IR loader. And this is really powerful. You know, you can either use this as a standalone plugin, or if you're using a preamp, you could just run that straight into this, turn the preamp on Reaxis off, or even if you're using a real tri-axis, and use the power amp simulation and the built-in IR and room IR loading capabilities. So there you go, version 1.2. If you already own it, you can upgrade for free. Definitely worth checking out if you want some mesitones in here. And check out some of the other videos they've got, because there's a couple of guys totally doing the Petrucci thing with this plugin, which I think is pretty amazing. So Reaxis version 1.2, IR loading, reverb IR loading, great stuff. And as always, if you enjoy the videos, please hit subscribe.